The UNCP football team had a bye last week and heads to Florence, Alabama on Saturday to face another top 25 opponent in the North Alabama Lions. Both teams are 4-1 on the season. Broadcast coverage of the game is available on uncpbraves.com and on the air locally on 88.1 FM in Fayetteville and 95.3 FM in Fairmont. The Braves volleyball team dropped a pair of PBC matches last week in 3 sets at Lander and in 4 sets against Georgia College at home. Nicole Matthews picked up her 11th double-double of the season on Friday with 10 kills and 14 digs. On the pitch, the women's soccer team split a pair of conference matches, defeating Lander and falling in double overtime to Georgia College. The men's soccer team played just once and took number 25 and undefeated Lander to overtime before losing 2-1. Tim Sigmund and Leah Tardanico led the men's and women's cross-country teams at the Royals Challenge. Both ran times that put them in the top 25 in UNC Pembroke history. The men's team took 7th place and the women's team finished 11th. Both cross-country teams will now head to the PBC Championships on October 24th. The Black and Gold Report starts now. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Black and Gold Report presented by Pepsi. I'm Cameron Songer, joined for our basketball preview with women's head basketball coach John Haskins. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here, Cameron. Thank you.
Let's start by talking a little bit about last season. The Braves finished the 2014-15 campaign with a 10-16 record, including an 8-11 mark in Peach Belt Conference play. What were some of the highlights from last season, and what are some of the things you learned that will help this team moving forward?
Well, I think obviously record-wise it was a disappointing season for us, but the shining light was we were a competitive team. We lost 10 games that were one-possession games inside of 4 minutes. We lost 4 games that were tied or down 1 in the last minute of the game. So we were a competitive team. The highlights were our defense. We were number 1 in conference in both scoring defense and field goal percentage defense. We were 6th and 7th in the nation respectively in those categories. We fouled too much defensively. I thought that was a negative, but our defense was pretty solid. On the flip side, we just didn't score consistently, and that's something that we've really got to work on, is putting the ball in the basket.
You lost 4 seniors off last year's club, but have the leadership of 4 more seniors this season as an advantage, particularly with the return of Mary Robinson and Chandrika Fuller. Where's the strength of this team as compared to last season?
Well, I think we've got a number of players back. We've got a nucleus of 6 kids that played as freshmen that are now juniors, and then Chandrika and Mary being seniors, along with Crystal Hicks and Rachel Temple. So I think this is a close-knit team. They're a hard-working team. I think we've got very good leadership on this team, and I think we should be as good or better defensively than we were last year. So I think those are all pluses. Again, the factor is, can we score like we need to score on a consistent basis and shoot the ball better. We were last in the league in field goal percentage and didn't take a lot of bad shots, so we just didn't put it in the hole. We were 3rd to last in the league in three-point percentage. So those are some things that we've got to get better at. But the girls are working very hard, and I really like this group.
Also returning to the floor is Erica Williams and Jasmine Huntley with experience at the point for the Braves. Who do you expect to step up and make a big contribution to your overall success?
Well, I think there's a number of different players. I think we're going to be a team that kind of does it by committee. I don't think that we're going to look at one person, and I think we've kind of looked at Jasmine Kemp as that in the past 4 years, that she's going to have to score for us. I think we're going to have good balance scoring, number 1. I think our post play has got to be improved. We've got to score the ball around the basket or get to the free throw line. Janisa Monley has been working extremely hard. I think Phoenicia Lawson has gotten better. We expect Mary to have a good year. She was a junior college player last year, and it was a big adjustment, I think, to a new coach, a new system, that type of thing. Expect some good things out of her. Obviously, our point guard play, with hopefully having Chandrika healthy for a full year. We didn't get her back till mid-January, and I think that if you looked at it, we started out 1-8 last year. We finished the season 9-8. Not having Chandrika in the lineup and her leadership and poise at the point guard position hurt us a little bit. Coco is a very good athlete that plays very hard. Jasmine Hundley can really push the ball up the floor. So I think some of those are some returning kids that should make major contributions for us.
Well, on to the newcomers. You bring in 3 new players for this season. Where do you feel the most immediate needs were from last season, and who will make an immediate impact right out of the gate from these newcomers?
Well, losing Jasmine Kemp, we felt like an athletic wing, a 3-person, and LaShonda Pritchard is a junior college kid. She's a North Carolina kid. We got her out of junior college in Jacksonville, Florida. Plays really hard. She's long, 5'10" wing. She puts the ball on the floor, attack, should be very good defensively. So that's going to meet one of our needs. The other need was shooting the basketball. Actually, we've got 2 kids that were in our program last year that set out. They're both coming back from ACLs. Nadine Ely and Rachel Temple, who we think can help us there. We've also got Ebony Stevens, who I didn't mention, was a freshman last year who shot the ball well for us. So shooting was a concern. And then we signed Avery Locklear, who was a very good wing player out of Rowan County, leading scorer in her school history, very competitive, very athletic. So she's going to make a difference. And then the other newcomer is Sadasia Love, a 6-foot post out of Shelby, North Carolina. So she's very athletic, runs and jumps. All freshmen are going to have to adjust to a new level and that type of thing, and a new coach and a new system. But she's very athletic and can do a lot of things for us.
All right, Coach, pretty quickly, you have a small roster this year with just 14 players. What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of having that small roster?
Well, I think the number one advantage is more reps, and you can get kids into drills. I mean, when you've got 16 or 17, it's tough to even get kids quality practice time, and you're having to leave some kids out because you're trying to get the kids with playing time in there. I think the biggest disadvantage probably in women's basketball is injuries. So all of a sudden you have a couple of injuries to post players, and all of a sudden you don't have enough. You don't have 4 posts, so you can't play 5-on-5 with 2 posts on each team. So I think that makes it difficult. But I do like the smaller number. In terms of basketball, only 5 play at a time, and I think the more you've got over there, the more kids are not getting playing time, and so you eliminate some problems there too with a smaller squad.
All right, Coach, we need to take our first break. When we come back, we're still talking to head women's coach John Haskins. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report presented by Pepsi, joined once again by UNCP women's basketball coach John Haskins. Let's talk about the schedule now. Your team will get a pretty formidable competition with a pair of preseason contests against Division I Campbell and UNC Wilmington. What are you hoping to see out of those games from your team in those contests, and how will they prepare you for the regular season?
Well, I think it's a good situation. The girls like going to play at the bigger schools against Division I caliber opponents, maybe a little bit bigger arena. I just think going out and competing is the biggest thing, and we've played Coastal last year, and we're pretty competitive in an exhibition game. Played Wilmington and pretty much got our brains beat out last year. We had beat Wilmington the year before, so I think there's a little revenge factor there. But I just think going out and doing our stuff and being competitive will help prepare us for what we're going to see, in the Peach Belt.
You get started pretty quickly with 3 of your 4 games in November at home, including the season opener against Fayetteville State on November 17th. Talk about some of the stronger teams you'll face inside the region this year, and how you expect the Braves to stack up against the teams in the NCAA's Southeast region.
Well, 2 things. Number one, we're in such a competitive league in the Peach Belt Conference. Excuse me. So we feel like to prepare for those teams, we've got to play a good non-conference schedule. The second thing we try to do is, because our league is so spread out and there's so much travel, to try to play more regional teams, in the non-conference schedule. So regional rival Fayetteville State, which is always a good game, and they beat us in a close game up there last year. We'd had pretty good success for us against them the 3 or 4 years prior to that. Always play Wingate, which is one of the better teams out of the SAC, and usually an NCAA tournament team. So we try to get them on the schedule. Mount Olive, who I think played in the finals of their conference tournament last year, in the Carolinas Conference. We played Livingstone, which is a new opponent, played them last year, and at one point in time they were 20-1 during the season last year and lost a close game at home. And also play Coker, which is a solid SAC team. So we try to play as many regional rivals as we can and play good competition, so it gets us ready for the season.
Well, on to the Peach Belt schedule. You play a trio of teams in 2015 before the calendar turns over with the rest of the PBC schedule in 2016. Who are the teams to beat in the PBC, and who do you expect to be on top of the league this season?
Well, you know, it's hard to tell in a Peach Belt Conference. It just depends on who had a good recruiting year. There's a lot of transfers, there's a lot of junior college kids. But I think traditionally, you know, Columbus State was very good last year. They're always good in the West Division, always a solid team. Georgia College has been good, but they lost some very good seniors. So I think those are a couple of teams on the West that should be pretty good. North Georgia is usually solid also. In our division, I think probably Lander, although Aiken's always good, and Armstrong's solid. They've got a very good post player that's a junior that they've kind of relied on for a couple of years, and one of the best post players in the league. So, but I think it'll be competitive all the way around with Francis Marion with the new coach. So who knows? But it should be pretty competitive all the way around.
Well, your staff plays a huge role in the day-to-day activities with the team, as well as a crucial role on game day. I wanted to give you the chance to talk about your assistant coach, Kapika Davis, who's been by your side for the last 10 seasons, and Joey Autry, who embarks on his second year on your bench.
Well, first of all, Kapika has been with me since I took over the women's basketball program. She was the grad assistant for the previous coach and has just done a great job and has grown and grown in that job. Tremendous organizer, works very hard, does a great job of relating to our kids. You know, I kind of have gone from the father to the grandfather figure, I think, for our girls, and she's moved from the kind of the big sister to almost a mom figure for our girls. So she does an outstanding job. Joey Autry was, I'm dating myself a little bit, was a grad assistant for me on the men's side in 1996, I think. Was interested in getting back involved at UNC Pembroke in athletics, and he helped us last year and just has done a tremendous job on a part-time basis helping our program.
Coach, thank you. John Haskins, UNCP women's basketball head coach. We need to take another break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Ben Miller, the UNCP men's basketball head coach, on the Black and Gold Report. Stay tuned. The best fans in the Peach Belt Conference. The Peach Belt Conference's most electric atmosphere is right here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Come witness the action as the Braves quest for the 2015-16 Peach Belt Conference titles. Get your tickets today.